Kevin Spacey facing sexual assault charges in Britain. British prosecutors said Thursday that they had given police permission to charge actor Kevin Spacey with 4 counts of sexual assault against 3 men. The news came as Spacey was testifying in a different case in a court in New York. The Crown Prosecution Service said it had authorized criminal charges on the 4 counts of sex assault and 1 count of causing a person to engage in penetrative sexual activity without consent. The alleged incidents happened in London between March 2005 and August 2008, and one in Western England in April 2013. The people who might have been hurt are now in their 30s and 40s. Rosemary Ainsley, head of the service's Special Crime Division, said that the charges came after the Metropolitan Police in London looked over the evidence they had collected. At first, the prosecutors said that Spacey had been charged. But they later made it clear that charges had been approved, but that the police had not yet filed the charges. The authorization to charge means that Spacey is facing criminal charges. The police said that Spacey, who is not in Britain at the moment, will be charged officially at a later date. If Spacey doesn't go back to Britain to face the charges, the government could try to extradite him. In 2019, British police questioned Spacey, who has won 2 Academy Awards and is 62 years old, about claims from several men that he had hurt them. Between 2004 and 2015, the former House of Cards star was in charge of the Old Vic Theatre in London. Spacey won an Academy Award for Best Supporting Actor for The Usual Suspects in 1995 and for Best Lead Actor for American Beauty in 1999. But in 2017, an actor named Anthony Rapp accused the star of assaulting him at a party when Rapp was a teenager in the 1980s. This put an end to the star's long and successful career. Spacey says that the claims are false. Rapp sued Spacey in a civil case, and Spacey testified Thursday in a courtroom in New York City. As he left the courthouse talking on his cell phone, Spacey didn't say anything to the reporters who were there. During the court hearing, Rapp's lawyers briefly talked about the British charges, and reporters asked Spacey's lawyers about it during a break in the testimony. They didn't say anything. In 2019, Massachusetts prosecutors dropped an indecent assault and battery charge against Spacey. The charge came from an alleged groping of an 18-year-old man at a resort in Nantucket. Thursday's court session in New York City was about a technical part of the civil lawsuit, whether it should be handled in a federal or state U.S. court. Spacey was asked to testify about where he lived, not about whether or not the things said about him were true. Spacey said in court that he lives and has his main place of business in Baltimore, where he moved to film House of Cards. He said he was taken in by its beauty and charm. But he also talked about his time as the artistic director of the Old Vic when he lived in London. It was very important to me that I make friends with the British public and show that I'm not running away, he said, noting that a disastrous production of Arthur Miller's last play in 2005 made his start there rough. But I'm an American citizen, he said. I went back to America when the job was done. He said he went to London in February 2020 to look into making a movie, but then a pandemic happened. His US doctor told him to stay there, so he did until his visa ran out in September of the following year. He then flew to Los Angeles for an arbitration hearing.